Alright, let's just get right into it. We got the big thing. We got the big one today. We are about to go break into the Forsaken Fortress. I call it the Forbidden Fortress. Gosh dang it, you can't have the Forbidden Woods in the Forsaken Fortress. Come on. Last time we visited a place that we knew very well, a little place called Hyrule. It was revealed to us that Hyrule was right underneath us the entire time, this entire game up to this point. We got to go there and we retrieved the Master Sword, which should, theoretically, give us the power, the means of defeating Ganon. Although, let's be honest, I think it takes a little bit more than a good sword to defeat Ganon, but we'll see. On this episode, we are going to single-handedly siege the Forsaken Fortress, and hopefully get our sister back. I'm just gonna ride over there and do it. While we're riding over there, to accompany us this episode, I have a small bottle of Martinelli's sparkling cider, because the holidays, Thanksgiving had passed by. Thanksgiving was pretty good. It's weird. It's one of those things where the holidays sort of did one thing. They work one way when you're young, and then you get older and things change. People are all in different places. They all got different things going on. Things are different. You learn more. You learn more about yourself. You learn more about your family, and you know, things just are different. Things change. Nothing wrong with that. Just sort of how it is. Oh, of course, it's not the explosives that get me. It's freaking a random barrel sitting in the ocean. Yo, this is scary. Being in the water, in the middle of the ocean when the waves get this large, it's spooky. Almost as spooky as the silhouette of this place off in the distance. I think if I remember correctly, it always becomes nighttime when you enter this square over here. If not, if it doesn't instantly turn... Oh wait, no. The sun's speeding up. I think it's gonna instantly set in a moment. Unless it's not. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Insta-night. Yeah, you what, mate? I've got literally 1,000,000 bombs, my dudes. There was never any hope for any of you. Now give me my sister back. Ooh, get a little bit of slowdown from that little interaction. Ganon has likely been made aware of our little incursion already. But you have the Master Sword. The sword shall shine in the darkness, casting back evil. With it in your hands, none can keep you from rescuing your sister. Do not be afraid. Your sister is being held at the top of the central tower. I hope you have not forgotten how to get there. It's been a little bit. I've suffered some head injury since then, but no, I think I'm good. Now we're gonna want to bust our camera out before heading up here, because we have something a little interesting to encounter here. Twilight. Oh, the freaking remix of this song? That's right, we have... This is Phantom Ganon. At least this is what he looks like now. Good enough. We have to take a picture of him here. There's only one other place. And just like the original game, you gotta do the Dead Man Folly. Oh, you can parry that. Did not know. Oh, we really gotta put all of our stuff in the test. Looking a little different from the Force Temple. The fact that this little mini-game of sorts is called the Dead Man Falling, it's a good name. It's a name that makes sense. He's got such a cool sword, too. Great song, great looking villain, great sounding villain. It's a great start to this place, for sure. Oh no, the freaking deadheads. What are they actually called? The blems? Mini blems, or whatever the heck they're called? Oh yeah, we actually, I forgot, we just get the item to this place. Well, first off, this place has an item. Secondly, it's a really cool one. I think our general loadout, generally speaking, in this game... No, we have a lot of unique items. But yeah, just like how we have, like, the very traditional boomerang, like literally the yellowish gold boomerang from Ocarina of Time, we also have what is the equivalent to the Megaton hammer. This is, like, I think the only other game that has a hammer as one of the items. But yes, this mighty hammer is a skull hammer. This mighty hammer can break things and pound obstacles into the ground. Some enemies even get stunned by the shockwaves it causes when you pound the ground. Freaking mini ones. We're gonna need perfect freaking moment for the cartoon aesthetic. But yeah, what this lets us do, we can smack these things into the ground. We haven't ran into many of those, but there's been some. We do have, like, different swings as well. That's, like, the fastest way to get a jump attack. Now, we could go up those stairs, which I would assume is where we need to go. But if you remember, we missed our heart piece here. So we need to finally catch ourselves up with that and get ourselves a heart piece. Ow. And also, now we didn't actually get caught the first time I was here. But what would have happened the first time we got here? If we had ran into these guys, we would have been put into a cell. We would have to escape them. Oh, he lit himself on fire. I didn't know we could do that. I want to make sure I get the skull hammer. if I remember correctly, it was on this floor? Oh, okay, I can see a chest. We have the compass now. I don't think we got the... Oh, wait. That's something we need to take a picture of. That I'm not excited to try to get this picture of it. I think we have to take a picture of it when the hand is out. These are floor masters now. They're pretty freaking horrifying. I kinda don't like them at all. Dang it. This is gonna be hard. But this is actually a picture we need to be able to take. There we go. Got it. They sound so otherworldly, you know? Because in Ocarina of Time, they were like... They felt more physical. Phantom Ganon felt more physical too, but now, like, this Phantom Ganon is just like a shade. It's just like a shadow. The Floor Masters are like... just these freaking grippers that sit inside of, that's inside of like a portal, like a hole in the ground. It's really unsettling. But yeah, we're gonna want to explore this place fully because this is I mean, this is not the only time we can come here whenever at this point, but this makes the most sense to get everything we need to get here and now. Yeah, according to the map, the chest is on the exact opposite end of the place from where I'm going. Tee. You see here? Well, I'm wondering two things. Oh, this will actually take us... Oh, this will take us across to it. Interesting. Don't mind if I do. Let me consult something really quick. Yeah, no, the Skull Hammer and the Heart Container are the only things we need to get here, other than photographs. There will be other opportunities to get a picture of the Floor Masters. We will only have one other opportunity to get a picture of Phantom Ganon if we hadn't taken a picture of him right there. And then there's one more guy that this will be the only opportunity to get a picture of them. So we want to make sure we take advantage of that. For this, we want to go in here, I believe. Oh, would you look at that? It's a chest sitting out in the middle of the open. If that's the heart piece, I'm gonna lose it. That'd be such a bummer. If that was just it right there. Oh my gosh, you know what happened? That's our jail cell if we get captured, but I never got captured. I normally do. And then we would have walked out here and boom, there's the freaking... That's crazy. If that's really what this is, that's crazy. Ooh, the leaf gives you a little bit of a boost up. Oh no, that's the map to this place. But I have a map to this place for some reason. No, wait a minute. No, I didn't have a map to this place because I was still missing segments. I've been revealed. When you enter a room, you reveal it on your map. I understand. Now we have this place entirely. Oh, there's a red X on the map. What does that mean? Okay, but there's still a chest right beneath us. Oh, so we got the compass, but we didn't get the map last time. fascinating. Oh. I was about to say, I'm like, don't tell me I just can't open the door now. No, here's the thing. If there's ever a Zelda game that doesn't let you, that lets you miss heart containers, that is a bad Zelda game. There we go. Ah, caught up. You cannot, I cannot explain to you the relief that has washed over me. Right in the face on that guy. The rats are being a lot more bold. It's getting killed. So much money. Jeez. We're up like 300 freaking rupees from where we were before. Not the deadest, please. No, please. Have mercy. I want to live. Oh, dang, they've barricaded all these freaking places. Oh my gosh, so many balls. Oh, this is where we entered originally, I think. Oh, a double multi-hit on the thrusts? I don't know how to do that consistently, but I get it a lot. But I don't know like how to like make sure you get it. It's such a... This game very successfully gives you that, like, power trip from coming back here. It's a classic kind of thing. You go to an area when you're weak, you come back when you're strong, and you just get your wreck shop. There we go. Starting tomorrow, I've got some, Christmasing to do. This year, in an effort to not spend an exorbitant amount of money, but I still want to get everybody something personal, you know, for each of them. Well, I want to make, I want them to have something personal, even if I can't spend a whole lot of money this year, because I want to be able to continue to have time to work more diligently in the next coming year. I want to be able to work more diligently on stuff for me and my friends, which sounds like a classic pipe dream, but I want to be serious about this. I just need to get myself working more on it, which means I need time, which means I can't immediately jump into more work necessarily. So, in an effort to supplement that, I'm only getting like some things, and I'm going in on gifts for other people. And then for my friends, I'm going to make everybody... I'm going to draw and frame pictures specific to each of them. So hopefully that goes well. I don't have to worry about that being spoiled, because none of them watch me... Which I'm not this is anything good. None of them watch my Let's Plays, because... Or like my legacies of games, because why would you... I couldn't imagine watching them play games, because that's just something we all do together, you know? I would rather be there with them while they're playing the game than like watch a video. So I don't blame them for not... Also, yeah, I don't blame them for not wanting to do that. That's... Listen to me ramble like this. Ramble my way through freaking Zelda games? Like, nah, you don't need to do that. I'm trying to see... I'm trying to make our way up. I think this is it. From what I understand, that's the only big thing we had to get here again. Screw you, Buster. Oh, that's where I want to be. Hold on now. Oh, the cider is spicy. Alley. Oh dang. They've removed my boxes. Those fiends. Then what's the play? I think they still want me to be up here. I could fly at it. Would that work, me flying at it and then like dropping into it? I don't know if that's intended, but I want to try it. I don't think that'll work. I'll try it one more time. Kind of botched the angle on it a bit. Oh, it did work. I can't be stopped. I'm a fiend. Yeah, coming back to this place with all your items, you're just like... You can just take it for everything it's worth. You can freaking, like, run ravage on this place. Oh wait, isn't this where we would normally run up to? And then there would be... Did they remove a door here? Oh, I understand. What a thrill. Da, 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 da. Some arrows, or... Could really use Snake Eater right now. Now that is a legacy one that I'm looking forward to doing, is all the Metal Gear Solid games, because that's going to be wild. I don't know if I want to include the 2 Metal Gear games. I think I would probably just start at Metal Gear Solid. I think that makes the most sense to me. Oh. But we'd have to see. I'd have to deliberate. Alright. Time to freaking save our sister. And I guess the other 2 girls too. Who also got kidnapped. Guess we should do that. Link's freaking face. He's having terrible memories of the last time he tried to do this. Big brother? You okay? I was worried. Okay, Ariel, you can just walk out from in between these bars. So, you should do that. Oh, the music right now.
Hi.
Cell won't open that easily. There you go. Acting before you think, as usual. It's been working for me so far. Generally speaking. I swear, do you even realize we had to draw that monster bird off for you? I was about to come flying in here after you again. That sword. Where did you get that? Are you... Is it even possible? How could it be? Little hint, hint, nudge, nudge, because she did have that, the Triangle Islands out on a map, on a chart in a room, if you remember that. And she did have the Triforce drawn, connecting them all together. So clearly Tetra knows something else. Not to mention she is a young girl with pointy ears. Well, never mind about that. For now, we'll just take these girls. I'm sure their fathers back in town will pay a handsome reward for their return. I gotta pick up lockpicking. So sorry to interrupt such a heartwarming reunion. But isn't this still something that you need to take care of? Worried about your sister, don't be. Promise I'll deliver her safely back to you at Little Island. I do like that too. It kind of like... Because like we could just save the sister, save the girls, get the heck out, right? But it does sort of push the narrative on to a new phase. It pushes it up to a new level. Having to be like, hey, don't you remember the guy who did this? Still walking around, and who says he's not going to do it again, basically? Like, don't you have a job to do? It's like, oh yeah, Link, he kind of puts into perspective, oh yeah, Link came here to basically kill a guy. There's no mincing words about it. Link came here to kill somebody. Which you don't feel that necessarily while you're playing and you're going on these magical, wonderful adventures, but you're all killing things. You're all fighting monsters. Some fairly awful, terrible monsters. And then you finally get here and it's like, oh yeah, what's the job that you have to do? How do you stop this guy? Well, clearly he's not going to stop. You probably aren't going to be able to reason with him because he is an old... He's an ancient evil that has plagued this land for centuries and generations. So how would you stop him? Oh yeah, you'd probably kill him. So I don't know, I never thought about that before, where it's like, hey, don't you have something you gotta do? The hype though, I mean, it really does build the hype up in that moment too, when she points up and says, you got something you gotta do right now, man. Normally I expect a huge reward for something like this, but this time, it's my treat. Listen, Ariel, your brother still has some things to take care of. Big, important, grown-up things. He'll be back soon, so you just wait nice and quiet until he returns, okay? But... Oh. Miss Tetra, we have to hurry. The boat will be here any second. Gonzo, excellent. You're just in time. Take this one for me. She's fine. Just do as you're told. We just get reunited and we already have to say goodbye. Link, we'll be back. I swear it. Pirates ain't so bad after all. Now you're not mandatory. I'm just gonna kill you because I want to. First things first. Yep, okay, that's all I needed. Thanks for playing. I just jumped once. I'm trying to do two things at once. jeez. Sorry, dude. Sorry, gang, no time to talk. Oh, that guy's dead. Oh, there are things that he's grappling hook in case it destroys everything. Can't do that. Can't do that. And yeah, easy peasy. Who said this was gonna be hard? This is such a cool boss fight. This might be the coolest boss in the game. It's so cool that every single boss has their own music, and this theme fits so well with this guy. You have it's at nighttime, the moon's out, the freaking spotlights are coming. Oh. Oh, jeez. I think he's trying to grab you right there, but the fact that his claws are grinding against the metal makes me think he's just trying to kill you. Gosh, this song is so good. This is a great moment in the game. I didn't notice his feathers, so he could fly on the ground too. Oh, there's more of him now, though. He's getting haggard. Oh, you can see he has like scars and scratches on his beak too. That's crazy. Oh, I only got one hit in. And that's it. And as if the scene wasn't cool enough, the freaking death scene is amazing. Link's like, yeah, one murder, one more to go. It's flying down. The cinematic is heck. It's gotta be said. There's been, like, you know, there've been some cinematic moments up till now in this series, but this one really starts pushing it to new places. Well, like I said, one more to go. It's been a while, boy. You've done well to sneak into my fortress and wiggle your way all the way up here. I suppose the least I can do is commend you for your reckless courage. Oh, then it's out to playing his theme. Ugh. By the way, boy, when you drew that sword of yours out of its pedestal, did you by chance notice how all of the monsters and time down there suddenly begin stirring again? Do you understand precisely what that means? I highly doubt you do. Foolish child. While that sword is indeed the blade of evil's bane, at the same time it has long played another role. You see, it is also a sort of key, a most wretched little key that has kept the seal on me and my magic intact. By withdrawing the blade, you have broken that seal. It's like, screw you, man! You cannot defeat me with a blade that does not sparkle with the power to repel evil. What you hold is useless. I like this brought something up. I realized something when he said that. Because the first thing I thought of is when Link from Ocarina of Time and Zelda from Ocarina of Time opened up the Sacred Realm, which allowed Ganon in. It allowed him to infiltrate it and steal its power for himself. The power of the Triforce for himself. Where it was like their mistake in trying to stop him. He used the fact that they were trying to stop him against them to achieve what he wanted. He actually achieved it faster in the end. This is kind of the same scenario. In an effort to stop Ganon, we've unintentionally removed, because there's nobody around who's been around long enough to tell us not to do so. Like, there's nobody who was there when the sword sealed him, sealed his power in order to tell us, hey, that's not exactly, you shouldn't do that. And so now, if anything, he's stronger, he's only going to get stronger now. But I think what's interesting, though, is this entire time and time again, people have commended us for our courage, but then said, your courage leads you to acting rationally, to acting rashly, and you're not considering the consequences. Tetris mentioned that to us multiple times. She said, you ran in to get your sister, you had nothing, you couldn't even open the door to the cell, you didn't even know if the bird was going to be there, then you would have to worry about the three girls and the bird at the same time. Tetra mentioned it again when we went and got those bombs. She's like, okay, stealing from pirates, I almost respect you for that one, but what exactly you do, like, what exactly was the plan here? You realize that the only reason you got the bombs was because Nico happened to be there. You rushed into it, you didn't have a plan. The King of Red Lion said, you went to go save your sister, you went to go confront Ganon, you didn't have a plan. You just went and did it. And now, this is the culmination of that, of acting rashly, acting without thinking about the consequences, is this moment where Ganon says, do you even know what you did when you pulled that sword? You saw the monsters begin to move. Did you even consider what that meant? So, finally, Link's courage, as both his greatest strength and his, it's both his greatest strength and his greatest flaw at the same time. His courage, which makes him run headfirst into situations in an effort to rectify them without thinking about it, has led to him breaking a seal he didn't know was there, and bringing a sword that doesn't even have its full power against a man who he clearly has no hope to defeat still. I think that is a beautiful way to bring all of that back around, and I never thought about that before. I played this game so many times, but I never really paid very close attention to the words people are saying. But that is such a good way to bring everything that has happened up to this point full circle to you now in your effort to change things and your effort to do good. You have done good. You saved your sister and the two other girls. However, you have made Ganon the threat potentially even worse than he already was. Go back to the world below and tell that to the pathetic fools who made this blade. Its power is gone, and its edges are dull. Speaking of acting rashly, oh, she got hidden. That's more than I could do. Link, get up. You pathetic little sea rat. Oh, so I was playing Zelda's theme. As if we didn't have enough of reels already. Quill and Kamali. Quill, again, the #1 postman, the MVP. I've been saying this since the beginning. Quill's my guy, and he always will be. Amazing sequence. Beginning to end, going to the Forsaken Fortress again is an amazing sequence. I love that Valoo, he burned that place down for, like, no actual reason. He knows it's not going to kill him. He just did it because screw you, Ganon. Oh, Link's face. It's alright, Link. She's merely lost consciousness. Your sister has escaped the Forsaken Fortress with the pirates. You can relax. She's safe now. Lord Valoo, you arrived not a moment too soon. We are deeply grateful. I am aware of this. Yet I thought our first priority should be to separate these two from Ganon's grasp. Valoo can't actually fly. It's ridiculous looking. Bye guys. Thanks again. Link, I will explain things later. Now we must return to the world beneath the sea. Of course, we rubbed off on Tetra. And so, without thinking of an actual game plan, she comes to save us at the last second. Just with no plan, no means of getting in, no means of getting out with us. Yeah, and I think again, it's Link and Zelda both making a rash decision in an effort to stop somebody. And making things unbeknownst to them. It's not their fault. In fact, I would say Link this time around, in Ocarina of Time, Link's decision making was solely based off of Zelda's plan. And the only other person who knew about this plan was Impa. But Impa also had no way of knowing what the ramifications of it were going to be. This time around, we have talked to 3 Guardians. We have the King of Red Lions, who seems to know more than he's letting on. We have had countless outside. We've had the gods themselves, presumably, because we were spoken to in the Tower of the Gods and tested in the Tower of the Gods in order to go get this sword. So it seemed as if nobody knew that one, or rather, other people knew the seal on Ganon was going to be broken. When this place was when this place was set back into motion, when it was not frozen in time anymore. That's a piece of information that everybody probably knew about. However, the fact that the Master Sword would not be powered anymore, that was probably unbeknownst to everybody involved, presumably. That the Master Sword would then lose its sort of light, and not be the evil's bane that it's supposed to be. But regardless, again, Link and Zelda rush in to try and stop Ganondorf, and not only does Ganondorf gets his seal removed, so he's gaining power once again. The Master Sword loses its power. The only thing that can stop him, the Master Sword, has lost its power. But then a third thing that we had not even considered till now. Why was he stealing girls with pointy ears? And then who lands right on his, like, he was clearly stealing girls that fit that description for a reason. And then who literally jumps in through his window, but the descendant. But I do like how he has this disconnect in his mind. He calls her Zelda, and she's like, what are you talking about? Genuinely, like, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, but he's so wrapped up, it's like his mind is still back in the time of Ocarina of Time, because he's so focused on getting his revenge, like he said he would, at the end of Ocarina of Time when you defeat him. And up till that point, it's like Link walks in, and I love, he says, like, it's been a while. But that can kind of go, that has like a double meaning, because it's like, yeah, it's been a while since we were in the Forsaken Fortress the first time, but also he's seeing Link. He's seeing a young boy named Link, blonde hair, green tunic, walking up to him, and he says, it's been a long time. The double meaning behind that is beautiful, because Ganondorf is probably immediately like, oh, you are Link. He's like, you are Link and I will kill you. Like I said I was going to. But then obviously it all comes to jump back to reality when he calls Tetra Zelda, and she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you mean by that. I'm not Zelda. But then hanging around her neck is a piece of the Triforce. Another thing which is like, what the heck's going on? Then his Triforce reacted to being even near, like, in contact with her. And so now he knows yet another thing. He is made aware of another piece of this puzzle, which is also bad. It's truly, things have gotten only considerably worse for us than they already were. But also, can we talk about the look on Link's face seeing Tetra passed out in front of him? He looks so distraught. He looks so happy that she's waking up. But then also the fact that Tetra came alone, with no plan, no means of getting us out, rushed in to save us anyways. These two clearly have had like an effect on each other in the considerably short time they've interacted. However, I suppose, despite the fact that it's been a short time, every time they have interacted, there have been some pretty big things happening. Honestly, I would have loved to see a game where they are around each other more, where like she gets to become part of the adventure. I suppose you could argue Spirit Tracks is kind of in that vein, although she's not Tetra in that game. That is generations after this. She is, and that's just Zelda in that game. And then Phantom Hourglass, Tetra's out for like the whole thing too, which is again a huge bummer. I don't know why they do that. They literally remove her immediately from the story in the beginning of Phantom Hourglass. It's so sad. Link, you're right. What is this place? Hey, in Ganondorf, what happened to him? Link, what are you doing? You must come to the room where you got the Master Sword. Who's using that stone? Just who are you? Link and I are the only ones who can speak through the stone. Oh wait, no, I was speaking for the guy in the stone. Well, normally my boat speaks through the stone. But, Link and I are the only ones who can speak through the stone. How dare you use what's not yours? Your name is Tetra, correct? You must come with Link to see me at once. Well, don't you sound important. Fine, we're on our way. Just hold your horses, whoever you are. Like, what are you waiting for? You heard the stone. You're supposed to show me how to get to that voice, to where that voice is. Well, no, Tetra, here's the thing. I recognize that voice. It's my boat. My boat who is not looking at me. And not animated. And not doing anything. Okay, sure. Well, that's deeply concerning, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, first things first, this is the only time you can get a picture of Tetra. Now, you can get a picture of her otherwise. But I'm going to nab one just to be on the safe side. What are you doing? Show me the owner of their voices. Okay, now we actually have, we have a party member. Imagine a Zelda game with a party member. I would like to see it. I'm curious what Tears of the Kingdom is going to do. Because they have not shown Zelda hardly at all. Except for that, like, teaser that they showed originally when it got announced. Oh, it's actually open again. Oh, I actually like the detail that the Triforce is glowing again. In response to it. One moment. Oh, correction. Okay, I'm glad I checked that. I'm glad I took this picture. You do have to take it. This is the only time. I'm glad my gut reaction was to take a picture of her. This is the only time you can take a picture of Tetra. And you have to take a picture of her now. Because she's not attached to it's not just a picture of her. You get her entire crew for getting a picture of her. And this is the only moment you have to take a picture of her. So if you're doing this quest, you better do that freaking now. Big yikes, okay. As if we didn't have enough crazy reveals already. Are you him? Are you the one who's speaking through my stone without my permission? The stone is an enhanced version of the Gossip Stones, long spoken of in the legends of the Hyrulean royal family. I am the one who made it. Gossip Stones. Yeah, I know Gossip Stones. Oh, wow. I never thought about that. The Gossip Stones weren't as useful as this thing, though. You made it? The royal family's Gossip Stone? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Have neither of you heard the tales? Tales of the kingdom spoken in the legend of the great hero? The place where the power of the gods lies hidden? This place, where the two of you now stand, is that kingdom. This is Hyrule. And I am its king, Daphnis Nohansen Hyrule. Link, do you not recognize my voice? Okay, here's the thing though. I don't know if anybody else, other than a select few people, know that you are alive when you're my boat. And I don't want to look like I'm crazy right now. Indeed, I am the one who guided you here. I am the king of Red Lions. There was no need for me to reveal my true identity to you, so so long as that blade, the Master Sword, could defeat Ganon. But now, both of you must listen to me. Once, long ago, the land of Hyrule was turned into a world of shadows by Ganon, who sought to obtain the power of the gods for his own evil deeds. Oh, it's showing all of the sages on the walls. My power alone could not stop the fiend, and our only choice was to leave the fate of the kingdom in the hands of the gods. When the gods heard our pleas, they chose to seal away not only Ganon, but Hyrule itself, and so, with a torrential downpour of rains from the heavens, our fair kingdom was buried beneath the waves, forgotten at the bottom of the ocean. Yet all was not lost, for the gods knew that to seal the people away with the kingdom would be to grant Ganon's wish for the destruction of the land. So before the sealing of the kingdom, the gods chose who would build a new country and commanded them to take refuge on the mountaintops. Oh, interesting. Oh, so this was like some real biblical stuff of like you may go on, start a new land, a new life. This is some real like Noah's Ark stuff. Those people were your ancestors. Hundreds of years have passed since then. So long as Ganondorf was not arrived, Hyrule would remain below, never waking from its slumber. Tetra, come to me. It would be amazing to have a game that took place in that in-between period between now and then, when the world was freshly flooded. This necklace you wear is part of a sacred treasure called the Triforce of Wisdom, which has been passed down for many ages within the royal family of Hyrule. Your mother passed this down to you and instructed you to treasure it and guard it with your life. Am I not correct? The Triforce of Wisdom is none other than the sacred power of the gods that we have kept from Ganon's clutches for so many years. Wait, there was a picture of Tetra's mom, I think, on the ship, along with a lot of like Hyrule imagery, old scripture and things like that. The opening animation that played, telling the tale of Hyrule being attacked and destroyed by Ganondorf. All that was there, and that would make sense if it's generations of people eat all of that stuff, all of that scripture and iconography had been passed down from one generation to another until it landed on Tetra. That means freaking at some point in the Zelda family tree, at some point somebody decided, okay, we're pirates now, which is crazy. The gods placed upon your ancestors the task of protecting it from evil's grasp. You too must abide by the laws of the past, and so the time has come for me to teach you the fate into which you were born, the very reason that you live. What a jingle to bring. That's freaking using Link to the Past, isn't it? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm white now. My fate was to be white this whole time? I don't want this future. Take it back. Please. Yeah, I understand that it's like, well, no, she's out on the ocean all the time. They tan up. It's like, okay, but her other crew members aren't tan. It never seemed like she was tan. It just seemed like she was, you know, she had like darker skin. So you could have done that. It undoubtedly, and if the question is like, oh, but the other Zeldas are white, her ancestors. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but clearly, like, they have kids, so they find husbands, and they have kids, and her husband. So Tetra's dad was a person of color of some sort. Boom, easy, fixed. I don't know what to do. My fate was to be white. Anyways. You are the true heir of the royal family of Hyrule, the last link in the bloodline. You are Princess Zelda. Zelda? I'm a princess? Oh gosh, so you're using this song against me. You're confused, aren't you? I suppose such is to be expected. Link. I'm terribly sorry that you've been caught up in these events. Was it still him talking? But now that it's... Oh, yeah, it's still him talking. Now that it is still known... But now that it is known that Tetra is indeed Princess Zelda, Ganon will be searching frantically for this child in an attempt to get the power of the gods that she possesses. He will not rest until he has found her. If he succeeds, my ancient kingdom under the sea will be turned into a land of shadow and despair, and so will the world you know above the waves. Link, I need you to lend me your strength in this dark hour. I have a suspicion about what caused the Master Sword to lose its power. I need for you to come with me back to the lands above the water, and return the power to repel evil through the Master Sword. Gotcha, boss. Zelda. It is far too dangerous for you to join us on this task. In other words, we're writing you out of the story until later. No! Please, I want to have an adventuring partner. She doesn't even have to do anything. She can just walk around behind me. Man. Fortunately, the sacred chamber is not yet known to Ganon. It is my wish that you wait here in hiding until we return. Oh. Link, we must go. Can't you just walk? Wait, can't... Jeez. Link. I don't know how to say this. Everything that's happened to you and your poor sister, it's all been my fault. What do you mean? What? There is, a subtle tragedy to this. It's that, like, the line that the King of Red Lion says when he says, "This is the reason that you are alive. This is the reason you were born, is to play this role in this battle that's been waged for generations upon generations against your families and other families and Link's families. you exist to fulfill this purpose. You exist to be Zelda. And I think it is important to acknowledge the fact that not only did Tetra changed into she's being treated like a completely different person. She's being called a princess. She's being told about a greater purpose. She's being told what her existence is about. But then I think it is important to acknowledge that the fact that there is such a drastic visual change, not only in what she's wearing and how she is being carried now, and the fact that she looks more like a traditional Zelda, but yeah, I think the fact that, like, even her skin color has been sort of washed out in order to fit this mold, a mold that she didn't know anything about, that she has no control over, and it's, like, not fair. It's not fair that these kids have to go and confront something that they had no part in, something that they knew nothing about, that they had that generations ago failed to stop Ganon, and so now they have to go and pick up the pieces again. And Ganon, who is a generational threat, who keeps coming back generation after generation, threatening the lives of others, it's not fair that they have to deal with him. It's not fair that he keeps doing this. He keeps doing this to people. Simply, at this point, simply out of spite. He doesn't even want to... Before, he wanted to rule Hyrule. He wanted to rule Hyrule. In part, it seemed like almost for the... maybe for the sake of his people. But also, in Ocarina of Time, there was that implication that he was born and treated as this great king, this great Dark Lord. That would be, because we saw the two people who raised him, which were not his mother, his biological mother. It was Kofe and the twin Rova sisters. They raised him as somebody who would be their king and their Dark Lord, and who would bring ruin to everybody in Hyrule. Presumably because of generations of the Gerudos being treated as just simply thieves off in the desert, away from everybody. So there's this, like... So, like, from generations to generations, there's, like, these generations of hurt people wanting to hurt more people, and each step of the way, it's never enough. And all of that hate in the past that created Ganon is now accompanying us, these characters, this Link and Tetra, all the way up till now in the future. I think it's tragic when you consider the fact that Tetra has basically, she just, without any say in it, she has completely lost all autonomy. She was a pirate. She was a pirate captain. She was sailing the oceans. She was going on adventures. She was doing her own thing. She had an entire crew behind her, and now she's has to stay here at the depths of the ocean in an old abandoned kingdom because a madman who will not let go of the past is coming back, because the past has come back to haunt them all. And I think to juxtapose that, we have Zelda, who was made for this purpose, who has no choice in the matter. This is her role to play, and she has no choice but to do it, or else everything is lost. But then on the other side of this, we have Link, who, as has been established, this Link is not from a long line of Links, of great heroes, He is not in the same family tree as Link, the hero of time, or Link from Majora's Mask, or anything, or any past Link. He is only himself. He is just a kid. He is just a kid from an island. His only relation to Link is in namesake, and in the clothes that he wears. Clothes that he only wears because of traditions that the traditions the meaning of which have been lost on the people who follow the traditions. That's interesting, right? It's everything about this that this game is building on top of is this idea of the past coming back, of strict traditions and purpose that is placed, that the purpose you place on yourself versus the purpose that other people place upon you, the purpose that the next generation is given to by the generation that came before them, whether the new generation wanted it or asked for it or not. The idea of the mistakes of, like, the sins of our fathers coming back to haunt us. Zelda games, it all comes back down to time, really. It always seems like every Zelda game comes back around to time and its effect on the world and the people in it. Now, why are you saying it's all your fault? I'm so sorry. Don't even worry about it. He just laughs and walks away, like, don't even worry, I got us. And Link, once again, hearing all of this, he nods his head and says, because he's brave. And even though he doesn't have a plan, or he doesn't know what the plan is, he's like, I got this. Don't even worry about it. And he's rushing headfirst once more. Be careful. I like the way they played with 3 themes in that entire sequence. They played with Ganondorf's theme. It sounded diluted and deeper and more... If a song could sound cynical, then Ganon's theme, as he describes all the ways that Link has messed up, that everybody who's trying to stop him has messed up, then like, that was like the most cynical sounding song ever. They played with the Link to the Past theme, which I didn't think, but I think it was cool that they used the Link to the Past theme, the harp chime sort of song, sounding song, when the Triforce was combining, because the intro to the Link to the Past is the 3 Triforces coming together, and then of course they use Zelda's theme, Zelda's melody. The big reveal. Maybe, I think, the only time it's used in the entire game. Are you my boat again? Okay. Link, listen well. The fact that the Master Sword lost the power to repel evil suggests to me that something has happened to the sages who infused the blade with the god's power. The sages should be in Hyrule, in the Wind Temple to the north, and the Earth Temple to the south, praying to the gods. You must head for these temples to see what has happened to the sages, and attempt to find a way to recover the power to repel evil. Unfortunately, Ganon seems to have erected some sort of magical barrier here in Hyrule, blocking our path to the temples. Again, another shame, because when I got to this part originally when I was a kid, this part stumped me. This whole entire section, because it's so open-ended. They really don't give you directly what exactly you may need to do. But and when I was a kid, I was terrible at piecing things together. Or figuring things out on my own. Anywho, when we got to this part, and he's like, those 2 temples down here in Hyrule, where the sages were praying in order to imbue the Master Sword with power. When they mentioned that, I was like, oh my gosh, we're exploring Hyrule. We're gonna be down here, ground level, exploring Hyrule. And I was like, that's crazy. There's gonna be an entire ocean, and then there's gonna be an entire, like, Hyrule field area to go exploring. And No, they didn't. My like pipe dream would be like if they would never do this. If they did like a huge remake of this game, or if they did like another game in the spirit of this game, is that they would do that. There'd be the above, there'd be the above to explore and the below to explore. You could argue Skyward Sword was kind of trying to do that, but there's nothing to explore in the sky. There's like nothing to explore in the sky. It is not like Wind Waker at all in Skyward Sword. There's like a couple of floating rocks in the sky to explore and do anything meaningful on. It's so disappointing. But each temple should have another entrance high upon Hyrule's mountaintops, which are now islands above the sea. I do like that though too, is that literally Hyrule is the ocean floor. So which means a lot of the islands that we see that we go down into are mountains, or like dungeons from mountains and stuff like that. Dungeons that maybe we went through before, caves that maybe we went through in Ocarina of Time, which is why they have the same vibe and the same sort of eeriness at the caves and stuff in Ocarina of Time had. I never thought about that. Like, that contextually speaking, any underground areas that we go to are literally like the mountaintops of a buried, drowned Hyrule. And that's kind of wild. As always, I shall mark these places on your sea chart. Now then, if we stay here much longer, we shall draw our enemy's attention to Princess Zelda's whereabouts. We must return to the surface immediately. Will I be able to go and say hi to her again? If I'm not mistaken, we don't even get to say hi to her now, right? Like they sealed it? Yeah, they sealed it. That's so sad. Well, bye Tetra. We'll try to make this quick.